Welcome to our new show, the What Anyone Can Do podcast with Leo Bottary and me, Randy Cantrell. Our new show picks up where the last show, Year of the Peer, left off, highlighting the simple truth that who you surround yourself with matters, and that if we enlist the support of others, give back to those who give to us, and pay it forward for the next generation, we can do anything. Author and keynote speaker Leo Bottary and I will interview a diverse group of thought leaders who will share stories and insights that will help you succeed in business and in life. How? By doing the things anyone can do, but most of us never will. You know him, you love him. He is Scott Monty, an internationally recognized Fortune 10 leader whose background in classics positioned him to see through the shiny objects and drill down to understand the common human needs that drive us all. Scott speaks to and advises businesses and groups on how to move at the speed of customers online. Scott spent 6 years as an executive at Ford Motor Company, as a strategic advisor on crisis communications, influencer relations, marketing, customer service, innovative product launches, and more. He also has another decade and a half of experience in communications and marketing agencies. Scott Monty writes about the changing landscape of business, technology, communications, marketing, and leadership at scottmonty.com. He produces a widely acclaimed weekly newsletter and the podcast, The Full Monty. We welcome Scott Monty to the show.
Scott Monty, welcome to What Anyone Can Do. I can't tell you how pleased we are to have you here on the show. If there's anyone who understands the whole concept of who you surround yourself with matters and community and building community, it's you. So we're so pleased to have you on the program.
Well, thank you very much, Leo. And it's great to be surrounded by you guys today.
There we go. Hey, one of the things that I know we chatted just before we get started here, was I had mentioned to you that I've been conducting a lot of workshops over the past 12 to 18 months, and talking about the fact that I think we're at a point in time where the people who surround us maybe matter to us more than ever, particularly when we have declining trust in institutions, and we look to one another for advice and counsel, even people we may not even know, right? People who we perceive are like us, who may have read the same book that interests us, or driven the same car, or want to send our kids to college. We look to these people and take that as a powerful data point for how we behave and how we act. But I think when we look at kind of the evolution of how we've engaged others from the standpoint of listening to what the company tells us about their product and service, to wanting corroborating evidence from like the New York Times or Consumer Reports, to now wanting advice from people like us, because that's, in many respects, those are the people we trust. Just love to get some of your thoughts on that and get us started today.
Yeah, well, I think it's certainly very appropriate to bring that up in today's day and age, because, I mean, there seems to be an extreme lack of distrust of so many different sources right now, whether it's the media, whether it's companies, whether it's even individuals that you happen to come across, either online or in person. And I think the more assurance we can give people, the more resources that we can give them. And that means putting ourselves out there in more places and participating more from a variety of perspectives. We give them the ability to go out and fact check themselves, or to double check with a source that they trust, not that we're telling them they have to trust. That becomes of the primary importance at this point. And ultimately, it's not about, I wrote about this recently. What did I call it? It's not about shareholder activism. It's about stakeholder activism. We have so many different stakeholders within our organizations, whether it's employees or customers or suppliers or on and on and on. And yet in the news, we hear about shareholder activists that can take over a board. Well, really, it can be a group of people with pitchforks and torches on Twitter